I'm at Monkey World Ape Rescue Centre to find out more about what you'll see on your visit. Monkey World is just off the A31 between Bear Regis and Wool in Dorset. Monkey World is an amazing place, a sanctuary and rehabilitation centre for used, abused and neglected monkeys and apes from all over the world. It's also an exciting and fun place to learn, play, picnic and watch the primates in these beautiful surroundings. Later, we'll be talking to Dr. Alison Cronin about the beginnings of Monkey World and why it's needed. But first, let's have a look at some of the permanent residents and find out what they get up to on a typical day. There are plenty of places to see the primates, like this tower, which provides a great view. All of the enclosures have these large viewing windows so that we can see the apes and monkeys go about their daily lives. There are over 250 primates from more than 20 different species living here, from the biggest orangutan to the smallest common marmoset. And you can see all of them in this glorious habitat, which they clearly enjoy living in. And that's one of the key things about Monkey World. It's not a zoo, but a rescue centre, where the #1 priority is the inhabitants. Dr. Alison Cronin is director of the park, which was started by her late husband, Jim Cronin.
Jim started Monkey World in 1987, and at that point in time he was a zookeeper himself in Kent. But he had a passion and a dream to rescue chimpanzees that had been left working on the beaches of Spain for holidaymakers to take photographs with. So the adults would defend the youngsters when the hunters went into the groups. Adults would be eaten as bushmeat and the babies would be smuggled out of Africa for the entertainment industry. And Jim promised the Spanish authorities that any chimpanzee that they applied the international law enforcement and confiscated and prosecuted the smugglers, that Monkey World would take those refugees of this black market trade, bring them to Dorset and rehabilitate them into groups of their own kind. When Jim first started the park, it was estimated that there were 100 chimpanzees or more being worked this way on the south coast of Spain. Unless somebody provided a home for them, there was nothing they could do, and that was what Monkey World was all about, and the trade has now stopped in Spain.
And opening the gates here so that we can enjoy a lovely day out actually helps to support Monkey World, doesn't it?
Yeah, sadly, Monkey World doesn't receive any support from any government grants or bodies, so we have to be open to the public to support ourselves. You know, and it's very good because we are an educational institution as well, and it's very important to teach the younger generation about others of their own kind and what's happening in the world and where all of these primates are coming from. So yes, all of the people that come and visit the park help us support the primate rescue work that we do.
Well, I have to tell you, I have adopted one of your chimpanzees.
Fantastic.
I think you know him. His name's Brian.
Brian's really special actually, because he is the last chimpanzee that Jim and I went and rescued, and he is a good reflection of everybody here at the park. Brian was born in the wild in Africa. His parents will have been shot in order to remove him as an infant from the group. When we finally rescued Brian, the photographer had already knocked out, at only 3 years old, he was quite little, had knocked out all of his teeth except for 2 molars, top and bottom on each side. So he had broken shards of teeth embedded in his gum line, and we had to do a lot of veterinary work to get his mouth healthy again, and a lot of just supportive emotional work to get him feeling happy, comfortable and confident again. And I think you'll be blown away to see how gorgeous and big Brian is now.
Let's go and have a look.
Fantastic.
Hey, Brian! Come on!
And most important, of course, is Brian's new adopted family, which this is Ash in front of us here. You've got Lulu, which if you notice, sometimes people miss it. She's only got one arm. She lost one of her arms as a youngster. And there's the matriarch in here, Sally, who's up at the top of the climbing frame.
She's a lot smaller, isn't she?
Keeping
Are
a
all the
lookout.
females smaller?
Actually, I think it's just a bit deceiving because the climbing frame's so big. If she comes
see.
up here, she's actually taller and longer limbed than any of these guys. But she's got more catwalk figure than some of these guys that are a bit thicker. And of course, the males, as they mature, just get ripped with all of those muscles. Come here. Just put that down and come here. Just don't be a bad boy. Don't be a bad boy. Good boy. That's a good lad.
Just the way he hits that glass, you can tell he's incredibly strong.
Yeah, they are. And Rodders is just a young lad. He hasn't come into full maturity yet. But you can see Sal here. She's, you know, quite slim, but she's very tall. And then once they reach maturity, the muscles that develop with the testosterone going, you know, that the males just turn into these huge guys. Oh, Brian, that's a good lad. I know.
So here we are at the Woolly Monkeys enclosure, and Paquita here is pregnant. She's part of the breeding program, isn't she, Alison?
Yeah, because there are only 37 individuals left in the worldwide captive population. So it's likely that these guys will face extinction in captivity before they even do in the wild.
Alison, thank you so much.
Really pleased to meet you.
It's been such a thrill to meet you. Have you got one last tip for our visitors?
Yeah, well, all of our primate care staff here know their guys inside and out. So when you come to the park, I'd recommend that you go to one of the keepers' talks. All of the guys will come forward to get some snacks, and you can learn all about who they are and where they've come from in the world.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first Keeper Talk of the day here at Monkey World. So this is the chimpanzee talk, and the group right in front of you is Hanania's group. So I'll tell you a little bit about that group and also a little bit about just chimps in the wild and just the routine that these guys have here at the park as well.
Monkey World caters for people with disabilities in a variety of ways, from providing wheelchairs and motorised scooters, which enables them to explore the park, to the fantastic sensory statues, so partially sighted people can feel the shape of some of the monkeys and apes. There are also special swings adapted for wheelchairs in the Great Ape Play Area. This 2-acre play area is the largest in the south of England, with a brilliant variety of swings, slides and climbing frames. Perfect for the kids to act like the little monkeys you know and love. With picnic tables close by, you're welcome to bring your own picnic. Monkey World provides the perfect area to relax while keeping a close eye on the kids. There are also plenty of other areas around the park for them to play in, including a soft indoor area for the younger ones in the Treetops Cafe. As you'd expect, there are plenty of places to eat and drink, to get a snack or a cool ice cream, like the Treetops Cafe, or the cleverly placed Malagasy Cafe, which is right in the middle of the park, the perfect place to take a rest during your visit. Wonderful hot dogs too. Mike Colborne has been at Monkey World for many years. He's the education officer and has also featured in the Monkey Business and Monkey Life TV programmes filmed right here in the park.
I'm in charge of the education department. We have a lot of school visits from our schools liaison officer. I organise the tours around Monkey World. We can do walking tours and basically talk to people about Monkey World and what we do, which I think is very, very important.
Yeah, I was going to say that because it's all about education here, isn't it? You know, informing the public, telling them what's happened to these primates and what they're doing here.
Exactly. You know, we're not a zoo, we are a rescue and rehabilitation centre, so every single primate that is here needed a home.
Now, I don't know if you know, but I've actually adopted Brian,
Oh yeah.
the chimpanzee, who's just a stunning ape. I love him. And I know that if you adopt, you get to come to some special events here as well, don't you?
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that. All that money goes towards rescuing other primates. It's very important, and of course, yes, we do have special things going on. We have sleepovers. You can have a tent in the car park, come and see the animals going to bed and waking up early. We also have supper clubs and lots of other things. We have Halloween things going on as well.
And do the children, I bet they just love it, don't they, when they come along with their school and see?
Yes, we have lots of school parties coming in as well, and we can take school parties around. We've got a little classroom where we can actually have the schools come in, we can sit them down. If they don't want to go on a walking tour, they can sit down in our little classroom and we can chat to them about what we do, and it is so important to get the word out there.
Yeah. Now, one of the highlights of my visit so far is seeing one of the orangutans with her beautiful little baby. And I know that you've actually hand-reared some orangutans, haven't you? Tell me about that.
That's right. Well, actually, it's not her baby.
Is it not?
She's fostered that baby. That is another female's baby. It was Xiao Lan's. She didn't know how to look after it. She'd never had a baby before. Xiao Kuai, the one with the baby that you saw, actually was feeding her own baby Jin, and she thought, well, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it. So she picked somebody else's baby up and is fostering somebody else's baby. So she's fantastic. So I started here. There was Amy and Banji, a male and female orangutan. Unfortunately, Banji died, but Amy did get pregnant and she had a baby, and she is a rubbish mum. It has to be said. She really is hopeless. Gordon was about 4 weeks premature, and he would not have survived with his mum anyway. So I was handed little Gordon, a very tiny little underdeveloped baby. We all thought he would probably die. He was in an incubator for about the first 3-4 weeks of his life. He is now a strapping big boy. I am very, very proud of him, and he is actually the father of Jin as well.
Why did you call him Jin?
Well, actually, of course, if your dad's called Gordon, you should be called Jin.
I'm loving
and
that.
you know he didn't get one bottle. But having said that, Jin does mean handsome in Chinese as well.
Thank you so much for joining us. The huge gift shop has so many monkey-related items, you'll definitely be able to find something to take home for yourselves or as gifts. A great gift idea is the Monkey Money vouchers, guided tour vouchers, and of course, gift entry passes. Your purchase will also be a way for you to help support a way of life for the monkeys and apes living at Monkey World. Monkey World is a unique organisation and park, rescuing, caring for and home to over 250 beautiful, inquisitive, incredible primates. It plays a major role in conservation and provides a fantastic environment for you to see these animals in their wonderful new home, to learn about them and to have a great day out. For more information, visit monkeyworld.org.